Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I am your host, June Archer. You are now inside the winner circle. My guest today is the captain and quarterback of Mexico's world champion national football team. If you were paying attention to the Super Bowl, you might have seen her because she was one of the super amazing people covering this game for Fox Deportes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Miss Diana Flores. Diana, how are you doing today?
I am good. Um, just I'm gonna do like a pause here. I don't know if you're gonna do it or if you're gonna do it like.
We're going live, so you tell me whatever you want to do.
Oh, we're live.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. So, I'm happy to be here. Excited to be here. What I wanted to say is I was at the Super Bowl with Univision. So it was same but different. And super excited to be here. Happy to talk about flag football, happy to talk about football, and just get this rolling.
Now, how did you fall in love with the game of football to even begin to be interested in playing the sport as it pertains to flag football?
How do I start it? I started when I was 8 years old, here in Mexico City. And I started because of my dad. My dad used to play tackle football when he was in college and high school. So he was the one that introduced me to this amazing world. Back then, flag football was not a big thing here in Mexico City. So we didn't had like youth categories or teams to play with. So I started at the age of 8 playing with girls that were 16 or 17 years old. Later on, I had to play with boys, being the only girl in the league and things like that. So that's why, to see how the sport has grown and how big it is now and how many opportunities are now for the next generations makes me so happy.
Now, your father played. Did you have any male siblings that played football, or were you the only girl in your family that fell in love with football?
So I'm the oldest. So
Okay.
I have one brother, he's 21 now, and the sister, she is 20. So I'm the oldest from the family. So I was the one that started with this football thing. Then my brother started playing tackle football when he was little also, and then he turned into flag football. Same as my sister. She started playing flag football, and then she decided she's more like artistic. She's now a professional dancer. But I mean, football is in our family like a tradition. My dad played, my uncle played, my brother played. So we love this sport.
Now, flag football is becoming very popular very quickly. What are some of the misconceptions that people have about flag football?
Misconceptions. One that I've heard a lot is okay, flag football is for football retired players, or flag football is for players who couldn't make it to football, or flag football is more like a recreative sport, like a hobby, but football is a real thing. Those are like the biggest misconceptions I've heard. Of course, also flag football is a sport for boys, not for girls, since it is similar to football. I fought against that one since I was little, 8 years old, and I could say those are the biggest ones. And what I feel happy about is that all those misconceptions are slowly like breaking down, as we have more and more girls playing in the sport, as we have more opportunities for them, as we see now flag football at the Pro Bowl games, for example, with the top elite football players playing another a sport that it is, yes, it comes from football, is very similar in many ways but different. It is faster to play. It is more creative. It is about agility. It is about inclusion also. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, you can find your spot on the field. It is inclusive. You can play men, women in co-ed leagues. That happens in flag football, and it gives everybody the opportunity to shine on the field. So I could say those are some of the biggest differences between flag and tackle.
Now, for this year's Super Bowl, you were a game analyst and a commentator for Univision. What was it like being at the Super Bowl, serving as an analyst and just watching this game that was an amazing game, at least to me, against the Chiefs and the 49ers?
It was an amazing experience. I mean, I grew up watching the NFL, of course, watching the Super Bowls. It became like a tradition at home every year. Um, so to have the opportunity to be now there, not only as a fan, but also from the other part of the screen, sharing that passion and love with many, many people. I have to say, at the beginning, it was a little scary because you realize that you're being heard and seen. By a lot of people that love the same sport, but at the same time, it is amazing because you got to share that passion with them. I have to say, one of the hardest parts to me broadcasting the game was to keep myself quiet and calm during the game and not start like shout screaming, like a fan with every big play and everything. So to calm down my fan part of football during the transmission was probably one of the hardest parts, but I enjoyed it a lot. I had an amazing team. We did an amazing job there, and I just feel super proud and blessed to have had that opportunity.
What was your favorite moment? If you could narrow it down to like one moment, what was your favorite moment during this year's Super Bowl?
That's a hard one because Super Bowl, Super Bowl week, it is a lot of things happen during that week. It is not only the game. The game is like the culmination of an amazing week where everybody gets reunited to celebrate the sport. I had the opportunity to get to meet and a little bit interview amazing players like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Purdy also. So to have that opportunity to connect with them and to not only interview them but get to know them was an amazing thing. Um, and of course, it ended up being at the stadium at the Super Bowl with such an amazing game, with a lot of emotions, a lot of ups and downs, and that amazing ending being now like this the longest Super Bowl in history. So to be part of that, I would say that was the best thing. I don't know if I can name one. I think I said like two or three already, but those were my highlights for sure.
Now, you had the opportunity to interview the great Patrick Mahomes. You're a quarterback. He's a quarterback. Did you exchange any tips? Did you tell him anything that from a quarterback perspective that you thought he could do better, work on? Like, how was that conversation? And were you starstruck or were you inspired?
It was an amazing opportunity to have a quick chat with him. He is one of my personal favorite players, and I've said this many, many times. Um, his game style, I feel very like connected with that, the way he plays on the field. Sometimes I feel it is the way I play on my field, in flag. The way he came to break a lot of stereotypes for QBs. The way he changed the sport is what I have admired uh, for him, even before NFL and now with everything he's doing, of course. So I feel very identified with his game style. So when I was there, I one of the things I really wanted to learn and know from his perspective regarding this Super Bowl was how do you manage? I mean, Kansas City had a lot of ups and downs during the season. It is not like they were up all the time. How do you manage that, and how do you feel the team has changed during this season to be in the best version of the team and of the players for this Super Bowl? What have you learned about this season, and what do you think are your strengths for this Super Bowl? And what I really liked about his answer is that he said um, that besides all the ups and downs and the obstacles that a team had, the fact that the team was strong enough to stay together, to learn from every game, to learn from every situation, and just keep focused on the same goal, and the fact that the team was compromised with having success, um, that they still believed in each other, that they still trust. That's what he felt that made his team so special, and having the best odds to win this Super Bowl again. And I mean, they did. And we could see that resilience and that and those learnings, I could say, and that unity through that Super Bowl game when they came from down to winning at the very last second. I feel that's what makes a team different, and that's what makes them different. So yeah.
I love that answer. I want to talk about your work with the NFL as their flag football global ambassador. What does that role entail? Like, what do you do in terms of being an ambassador for the NFL when it comes to flag football globally?
What do I do with them? Well, first of all, is growing the sport worldwide, in the United States, Mexico, and all over the world. Yes, that through clinics, through spreading the world, um, and that's our main goal. One of the things that we achieved together alongside IFAF, which is the International Football Federation, and the IOC, is um, making flag football an Olympic sport for LA 28. That has
Mm.
been one of the biggest achievements. I feel super blessed and proud to have been able to contribute to that, not only as a player on the field but also off the field, being part of this movement, of these conversations, and just feeling very very excited for how the future looks like and how the present is looking like. This year also at NFL Honors, NFL gave by first time two awards for NFL Flag Football Players of the Year, and that was a very an amazing moment, a big step forward also for the sport. And I love how we keep building together, uh, to bring more opportunities to the next generations, present and future. And that's pretty much my role there. And just I just feel grateful to have that opportunity.
I saw those awards, and I saw you award both a young man and a young woman for their role in doing really well. I thought that was amazing, and however we can help support what you're doing, please, let us know, because I do believe when you give our young people pathways to things that they love and give them the combinations to succeed, that they will do well. So I applaud you for that. Do you think, Diana, you'll ever be in the position to want to throw your hat in the ring to become an NFL coach of some sort, maybe a quarterback coach?
Mm. Well, That's that's an interesting idea, I have to say. That sounds very exciting. For now, I think I'm focused more on my game, on being a player, on keep representing my country, to keep bringing medals to my country, to be part of those Olympic Games in LA 28, and keep building on that. But knowing that this sport is growing, and that we have a very close relationship between flag football, football, NFL, and everything. That's something I do not discard for sure. And if the opportunity comes in the near future, I will definitely take it and just do my best to deliver in the best way. So yeah, right now I have to say I'm focused on my game, on keep growing as a player and keep growing the sport also.
Now, in 2022, for the World Games, you won a gold medal. You were MVP. You've been listed as 30 under 30 for Forbes. You're getting all of this attention. What does that mean for you and for your family and friends back in Mexico City?
What does it mean for me? um I think when we won that gold medal in World Games 2022, my team and I, we realized that we were doing something way bigger than just winning a medal, that just being recognized for our effort, our love, and passion for the sport. It was bringing home that seed of inspiration, motivation, reminding our little girls and boys that dreams come true, that anything that you want, if you work hard for it, it can come true. And through everything that had happened to me during this past year, Forbes 30 under 30, the Emmys, Clea's Award, everything. I just wanted to be like a testimony for many other young women to know and remember that we are powerful and that we are strong and that we are capable to do anything we want, even if it is achieving dreams that we didn't know we had. Because everything that is happening to me right now, I have to say I never dreamt with this. And
Mm.
not because I didn't want it to, but because for a little 8-year-old girl born and raised in Mexico City, it was not even a possibility to be NFL global ambassador, to be world champion, to star in a Super Bowl commercial, to be on the 30 under 30 Forbes list. Not anything of that was even a possibility for me at that point. So now I would love other girls to see my journey as that inspiration, to know that yes, now it's possible. Now they can see it. Now they know that it is a possibility for them also, and that they can achieve big things, even bigger and brighter and better than what we dream sometimes if we prepare and get ready for those opportunities.
If you had the opportunity, well, let me rephrase this. What was the best piece of advice that you had been given to go out and pursue your dreams in your native language? If you could share with us that that one phrase that maybe your mom or your dad or a grandparent or maybe a coach share with you in your native language and then translate it for us, what would that be that you could share with that young lady who feels as though she cannot make it amongst the boys to play flag football or do anything because she feels as though there's no room for a little girl, no matter if she's black, brown, Hispanic, white, polka dot. She just needs that inspiration. What do you say to her? What was that thing that inspired you?
Hmm. So I have this phrase that has helped me to drive through every obstacle in life, or every like tough moment, which is para tener éxito no hay que perder el enfoque. In English, could be to be successful, you must do not lose focus. And what it means to me when I talk about focus is focus on your dreams, focus on who you are, focus on what makes your heart beat so fast, what makes you happy, what makes you feel passionate. That's your focus, not what the world is saying you can or cannot do, not the obstacles in front of you. Your focus is your dreams. Your focus is what makes you happy, what drives you every day to be your best self. So, to be successful, do not lose that focus.
I love that, Diana. I love that. Music is a soundtrack to our lives. For you, Miss Diana Flores, what song represents your journey up to this point, or what artist do you listen to right before you play flag football that gets you excited and gets you locked in and put in the zone to be the best player on that field on that day to do what it is that you do?
So, I love that one. I have two favorite songs that I are like my songs before that big game, and I can just listen to them in loop like one time after time after time. The first one is Color Esperanza from Diego Torres. Color
Okay.
Esperanza. Um, I don't know the quite exact translation of that, um, but that one makes me just bring my mind into the a positive mindset. Like to focus on the moment, to focus on my why. And the second is Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. That's
Nice.
my, like, my motivational song, I could say, that just bring me energy, that makes me feel like powerful and just put me in the right mood to step on the field.
Nice. Now, who was your favorite NFL team?
My favorite NFL team, that's a hard one, because I have to say right now I may not have one favorite team, but one of my personal, yeah, let's say favorites is Steelers, because of my dad. So
Okay.
my dad is a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So I grew up watching the Steelers, watching their games, rooting for them, and yeah, it's because that connection I have with my dad, football, and them when I started in this world.
Well, as you can see, my favorite team is the Patriots. So I it's only right that I ask you, Diana, who is, because you're a quarterback, who is the greatest of all time
Oh my God.
quarterback in the NFL?
Um, yeah, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is also one of my favorite players. Um, he has the credentials. He has done anything and amazing things until now. So right now, no doubt he's a goat. Um, but we'll see. I mean, we have amazing QBs right now. But yeah, for sure, he.
Are you excited about the QB position, because there's over the past couple of years there's been some really great quarterbacks coming into the league, namely men of color playing that position, when in fact historically they weren't really trusted with that position, but we're starting to see them thrive. And now we've seen multiple men of color win Super Bowls. How proud are you of that?
That's an amazing thing, because again, it is about how the sport has been growing. It is about how sport also helps to break barriers, any kind of barrier, gender barriers, cultural barriers, anything. And we're seeing that more and more and more in the league, and I love that, because it is about representation. It is about having equal opportunities on the field. It is about just what we have to bring to the table. It is about our love and passion and the hard work everyone puts to be the best self, the best version of themselves they can. And we're seeing that in the league right now, like different kind of players with different abilities, with different game styles. And it just, for me, it just reminds us that there is not bad or wrong, there is not better than the other. It is just different, diversity. That's what it is all about. And everyone has something special to bring to the field, to bring to the game. And it is all about that, because that's how the game grows in off the field. That's why how we all grow in society. So I love that, and it excites me a lot, for sure.
Well, we are very proud of you. What's next for you, Diana?
What's next for me? So right now we are training the national team to compete at the World Cup in Finland this year in August. So that's coming next. After that, in 2025, we have World Games again, and the qualification competitions for the Olympic Games LA 28. So I'll be on that, pursuing that dream that now is more like an objective. So that's very exciting to me. I will be close with the NFL, working with them to grow the game alongside also Under Armour, which I am global ambassador to, as the first flag football athlete. So that's very exciting to me too, because again, it is about breaking barriers and building more opportunities for the next generations of women in this sport. We are going to be working on making the sport more accessible for them, helping just develop themselves to be their best version as athletes and women, and all the amazing partners that had been coming into this amazing world, just growing the sport, spreading the world, breaking barriers. That's my life mission, I feel, and just feel very happy to be part of this big movement that women in sports are living right now.
We are so proud of you. Where can we follow you? How can we stay in contact? Give us your social media and your website.
Okay, my social media. So I am on Instagram as Diana Flores 33. Um, we'll be more than happy to keep building the community there and just spreading the love for the sport. TikTok, same, Diana Flores 33. And I feel those are yeah, the biggest social media I use all the time. So you can find me there, and we'll be happy to keep in touch and just keep growing the community.
Well, you heard it here. This is Diana Flores doing so many amazing things with the NFL, flag football globally. Please like her, follow her, support what she's doing. Diana, we are proud of you. We love you. Keep doing what you're doing. My name is June Archer. This is the Winner Circle. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like it, love it, share it, and more importantly, make sure you support and inspire a young person to live their life to the fullest, but also make their dreams come true. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.
Thank you.